Further welcome all the students. So today we will discuss about methods, and in these methods we cover the point census method. Then later we discuss about sampling method, how to have to get a sampling. What is that means sample or sampling? A gathering information, that means together with collecting data about entire population, either from the plants or animal population or human population, often costs too much. Each and every we have to calculate, and it is nearly impossible. A huge data, say for example census of India, 100 and more than 30 crores of the peoples, how to calculate particularly each and every one. So number of things, say for example a forest area, and that forest area has to cover about 15 to 20 kilometer square area. So this is nearly impossible. So instead of, we have to use a sample of that particular population. A sample should have the same characters as the population which is represented. म्हणजे त्या पॉप्युलेशनमध्ये जे कॅरेक्टर दिसतात ते सॅम्पलमध्ये कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक दिसलं पाहिजे, हे सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचं आहे इथं. सो मोस्ट स्टॅटिस्टिशियन्स use various methods of random sampling in the attempt to achieve this goal. This section will describe a few of the most common methods, and these are using as a random sampling method. And there are different methods has been discovered by different statisticians and already all the scientists time to time. In each form of the random sampling, each member of the population initially has an equal chance of being selected for the sample. This is the most important. कुठल्याही पॉप्युलेशनमध्ये सॅम्पल घेत असताना इक्वल चान्स सिलेक्टेड कॅरेक्टर्सला असला पाहिजे. सो ईच मेथड हॅज प्रोज अँड कॉन्स. For example, if you a drug manufacturer company, any one manufacturer company would like to research the adverse side effect of a drug on the peoples in the country populations, so it is almost impossible to conduct a research study that involves everyone patients. So in this case, the researchers decide a sample of people from each demographic, and then researchers then giving him a indicative feedback on the drug's behavior. This is most important. So by this sample, so we have to use a sampling methods, such for your syllabus, one of the most important census method. Census method, it is a statistical investigation in which the data are collected for each and every elements or the unit we have to consider here of the population is termed as a census method. It is also called as a complete enumeration or 100% enumeration or complete survey. One sample has to give all the characteristics of the whole population, so it gives a complete survey. It is useful when case intensive study is required or the area is limited. For example, demographic data on the birth, death rates, literacy, work force, life expectancy, size and composition of the population, then the other characters, all these things are included here. One unit, birth to birth or date to date, collect data. So census India is conducted every 10 years. भारतामध्ये लोकसंख्येची गणना ही 10 वर्षांना होत असते, आणि त्या 10 वर्षाच्या ह्याच्यात ह्या डोमेट्रिक डाटामध्ये हे सगळे कॅरेक्टर्स येत असतात. जन्म मृत्यूचा डाटा, लिटरसी म्हणजे किती शिकलेले आहेत, किती अनपढ आहेत, आलं लक्षात, कामाला किती लागलेले आहेत, लाईफ एक्सपिरियन्सी त्याच्यातून किती होते, आयुष्य किंवा मान किती वाढलेलं आहे, व्हॉट एव्हर. व्हॉट इज द सुटेबिलिटी in census method? This is the most important point here. The small size of the population is the most suitable for census method. then widely diverse atoms are the particularly object or unit in the population. This is most second part. And third most is requirement of intensive examination of different atoms and high degree of the accuracy and reliability. This is the most important part in the census method. What are the merits or advantage of census method? This is one of the reliable and accurate method. A result-based method is the most important, so it becomes as a accurate one in the population study. Then less biased, म्हणजे anyone have to be interested to data has to be given in this case. So this less biased, results based on the census method is less biased. This is the most important because of the absence of the investigators' discretion regarding the selection of the samples. म्हणजे आपल्या मनाचं काही न घेता जे आहे ते पुढचं बायस डाटा म्हणजे हे महत्त्वाचं आहे, काहीतरी घुसळायचं असं नाही, जे आहे ते. देन थर्ड वन इज एक्सटेन्सिव्ह इन्फॉर्मेशन जी आहे ती कशी असेल, एक्सटेन्सिव्ह असेल, एक्झॉस्टिव्ह, देअरफॉर मोर मिनिंगफुल बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल द ॲटम्स आर ऑफ युनिवर्स आर एक्झामाइंड. असणारे सगळे युनिटचे सगळे कॅरेक्टर त्या पार्टमधले सॅम्पलमध्ये आले पाहिजेत किंवा येतातच. Study of diverse characteristics by using census method, one sex composition, then say for example education, status, occupation, and like this all the characteristics are included. Study of complete investigation. By this method all the study has been completed when atoms of universe are complex in nature and it is necessary to study each of the atom, each of the characters in that particular sample, and only the census method can produce the desired result. And data on the country's populations are collected by this method called as the census method. Indirect investigation means census method can be successfully used in an indirect investigation relating to unemployment, poverty, corruption, etc. etc. All these things are included here. Another thing is demerit. What are the demerits? Demerits means disadvantages. What are disadvantages of this census method? It is most costly. Why? Because of census method is very costly and is therefore generally not used for ordinary investigation. Only the population census used by the governments. And some of the big institutions can be offered to use this method and that too for a specific purpose only. कॉस्टली महाग असते, कारण का प्रत्येक युनिट, प्रत्येक सॅम्पलमधलं प्रत्येक कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक्स तिथं आलं पाहिजे आणि ते करण्यासाठी प्रत्यक्षात जाऊन एक्सपर्ट्स किंवा जे जे एक्सपर्ट्स नेमलेले आहेत त्यांचं काम, कामाची परिस्थिती, त्यांचा नंबर, त्यांना जाणारे पैसे, आले लक्षात, त्यांचा जाणारा वेळ, दिस इज मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट. इट इज व्हेरी कॉस्टली. Second one, large manpower has been required for the census method, and it has to be a training manpower is most essential, and this large number of the trainers has to enumerate the different types of the units in the population, and it becomes essential, which is very difficult process. It is not suitable for large investigation. If the universe comprises a large number of atoms, then it may not be impossible to cover each and every atom. The census method becomes a practically inoperative in such a situation. So this is about the census method. We have to stop here, then later we discuss about next part. Thank you.